when people have traumas and they go through new decision therapy, the compulsive behavior can also disappear.
It can.
Quite common effect.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what would be the mechanism behind appearance of this compulsive behavior, and how new decision therapy solves it?
It's not, that one is a little harder for me to comment on. So can you just name for me a specific example of a compulsive behavior that you would?
Well, that might be one of them. Might be related to addictions, compulsive behaviors.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that is
which
a
is we
compulsive
covered
behavior.
it. Just covered it.
Yeah, compulsive behavior is where you keep going back. Well, it could be something like you washing your hands over and over and over again. You just wash them and then you got to go and wash them again, or that where something's being carried out beyond what would be considered normal, so something else that's coming to mind is doesn't really fall under compulsive behavior. Well, I guess it would be compulsive behavior. Let's say someone who can't leave their house. Is afraid to leave home, or can only go, a few yards past their front door or something. We can work with things like that as well to alleviate that underlying fear that keeps the person compressed and contracted in their expression with life, their relationship with life, because really that's what new decision therapy is all about, to help a person who is constricted in their way of relating to life and the people in their life, to open their world up again so that they feel free to be themselves and to express. And of course, all of these things, whether it's phobias or addictions or eating disorders or being afraid to leave home, being afraid to get on a plane, these are all things that are constricting or limiting what that person is able to do in their life. So,
and therefore it can be also said like phobias would be often related to some past traumatic event, which later resulted in appearance of fears in relation to specific conditions, objects.
Perhaps that their sense of safety in the world has been eroded by what they've gone through, and then an overly strong need to control everything. And unfortunately, the more tightly you try to control things, the more out of control you feel, because by obsessing on that need for control, the amount of things that you need to take charge of becomes overwhelming, right? And then it just becomes a night and day endeavor to try and control people's actions and where things get put and
People would commonly experience anxiety, as a part
that
of
will come
this
along with it,
traumatic
sure.
experience.
Yeah.
And therefore it makes sense to say that it's very common for people who pass through the new decision therapy process that we have relief of anxiety. They feel more calm. You actually mentioned.
Well, I've mentioned myself. I was a very anxious and fearful person for many years, and just was constantly so uncomfortable in my own skin. I didn't feel comfortable in my own skin, and I'm glad to say that I do now. I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy to be Lynn, and for a long time I wasn't.